Since the official Sandbox game made by Facepunch on Sandbox is nowhere to be found right now, I've covered alternatives in past videos that have replicated the same style and system of that game, even some recreated in the same style as Gary's mod. But recently, we're seeing a resurgence of new games uploaded on the platform with the recent developer preview program opening up to the public. Of course, if this is your first time hearing about this and you want to download it for yourself for free, check out this video right here. Let's get into two specific Sandbox games that are available right now to play on Sandbox to fill all of your chaotic needs. Sandbox Classic, made by SoftSplit, is an attempt to fully port the Sandbox game mode that was made in the Entity system a year ago, but in the new Scene system. It utilizes the Nicked FPS framework, which is a Counter-Strike clone that was made also on Sandbox by Facepunch. When you first start the game, you're able to select a map for you to play on. From the presentation and even the way it plays and looks, this feels like the original Sandbox game Facepunch made from a year ago. But there's a ton of features that are still missing, which SoftSplit has mentioned they're actively working on adding for future updates. Some of these things are add-ons, more tools, the grab gun, and many more. But for the game itself, it's fairly basic and a start for what you might be looking for, as you can spawn in standard models and also assets and models you can get directly from the Sandbox website right into your game. Next, we have Sandbox 2 by Carson. Sandbox 2 was also created for the same reasons as mentioned when I was talking about Sandbox Classic. But with Sandbox, the UI and style of the game were created in a way to replicate the classic look of Gary's mod. And it's very clear as the main menu to even finding a multiplayer game looks almost one-to-one with Gary's mod. But Carson has been doing his best to update the game as he's currently working on the main Sandbox game itself since he was hired by Facepunch. The gameplay and basics of this game are also fairly simple. You'll feel right at home since most of the UI created is in the same style as Gary's mod, meaning you'll be able to find everything you need right where it's at. But there are some limitations. These limitations again are add-ons and a wide selection of tools to use. Regardless, you can do what you normally do in these games, which is spawning in models and assets to create or destroy or whatever you want. While it's a shame that there's a ton more missing between the games like vehicles, guns, and more, again, this is all currently alpha, so both games are bound to change in the future and will improve over time. With the surge of players and also people looking for a Sandbox-style game to play, there are some good options out there for those that want to have a Gary's Mod 2 at home type experience. I'm excited to see what will come from these games over time, but it's nice to see that there's a community out there of folks that want this and are creating the games they really want to play to make it a reality. But if you've gotten the chance to try both of these games or would love to see one of these games have a certain feature added to them, let me know down below. Aside from the usual Sandbox games, Sandbox itself has a ton of other games if you're interested in checking them out right here. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.